Well, my name is Shane Martin. I'm running for the South Carolina State Senate seat, District 13. I'm the Republican nominee for that seat. I'm an engineer. I'm a small business owner. And I just feel that my conservative principles will allow me to be a good leader down in Columbia.
Okay. If you're elected to the state senate, what would you want to change about the way the state raises and spends its money?
Well, that's a good point. You know, people talk to me all the time about taxes. I think it all goes back to what's spent. And too many times we have wasteful spending. I've mentioned it in the primary. I continue to mention it in my campaign right now. The wasteful government spending is where the problem is. We spent $1.5 billion surplus last year, and almost just a small fraction went back to the taxpayer. And that's where the problem is. You hear people talking about a tax for this or a tax for this or need revenue for this or that. The problem is our legislature as a body has proven that they spend all the money with little accountability, and that's where the problems lie. And that's what I want to try to fix when I get to Columbia.
Okay. How do you feel about public money being used for to help people pay for private schools or homeschooling through either vouchers or tax credits?
Well, right now, you know, I'm a school board member in District 6. The school choice options we've put in place within our district to allow students to transfer. We've only had 170 students transfer around our schools out of the 10,000 students that we have. And I feel that's a pretty good, a pretty good number of people happy with our schools here in Spartanburg District 6. Right now, I have not seen any viable plan. I don't see anything good about using public money to go to private institutions. There's just no accountability for it. And that's the major problem with those kind of plans.
What do you see South Carolina being like 20 years from now? And what will you do to make that vision a reality?
Well, what I hope for is 20 years from now that my two young children, I've got a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old, I hope that it's a better place for them. I hope that things are better. Right now we've got 7.9% unemployment, I believe, if my latest numbers are correct, here in the southern portion of our county. The Union County portion that I have in the Senate district, or I will have, I'm not the incumbent yet or anything, but it's 11.3, and I think it spiked up to 12.5% last month. That's unacceptable right now. And jobs follow people, and right now there's not very many jobs. And the problem is, if we don't start doing something to get some jobs, there's not going to be any jobs, and it's harder and harder to raise a family. What I want is when my children graduate from college or graduate from high school, that their diploma means something to them other than just a diploma. It means that we've done a good job as leaders in planning for our economic development, to have jobs here and industry here so our children can have a better future than we do.